Namaskar. Welcome to the example number 20 for the event marriage prospects. In this example, we are going to study a female chart who got married in early age, and after her 25 years after the marriage, she separated her husband and got second marriage with her lover. This chart should indicate destiny for the marriage, first marriage, and trouble in the marriage, and separation, and love relationship, and also second marriage. All these things should be indicated in the destiny according to the dasa periods that event will be executed. So after 25 years, till that period, she might have got some relationship, but that not lead to the separation. It means that dasa period did not favor for such a separation, but would have supported for the relationship. But during that favorable period in which that separation could take place, she separated and got married to the lover, second marriage. So we will see how the destiny, that unfavorable key planets and favorable key planets are supportive for such things. We will discuss in this chart. Example 20, second marriage. What is the rule for second marriage? First marriage is indicated by the seventh house, and third house to the seventh house. Seventh house is first marriage. Third house from the seventh house is ninth house. That is increasing the seventh house matters. When seventh house is connecting to the ninth house, it will support for the increase in the seventh house. It can support for the second marriage. Along with that, other favorable houses also should support. Our other houses, second house, 11th house, addition to the family, satisfaction, if they are all connected, it will favor for the more than a marriage. Along with that, if it is having that Mercury and dual signs, if they are also connected, that will further more support. If the seventh cuspal sublord signifies 7, 9, and 11, because 9 is important, houses along with the unfavorable house grouping, 1, 6, 10, 8, and 12 grouping, it means not record all the houses. The houses which can give trouble. In the previous videos, we studied how the destiny is becoming weaker because of the unfavorable houses led to the separation. So it will support for the marriage, and also along with the unfavorable, it will lead to failure in the first marriage, and it will favor for the second marriage in the favorable dasa period. This is most important. If the seventh cuspal sublord is signifying 7 and 11, and along with that unfavorable houses, it can lead to failure. After the failure, the dasa period should support for the second marriage, then only the event will happen. So that we have to keep it in mind. Along with that, Mercury, dual signs are all connected. It is going to be furthermore add value to that. Then, along with the houses, if the fifth house, along with the 3, 7, 9, 11 houses, with the role of Mars, Venus, Sun, Rahu or Ketu, Mercury, and Saturn also can be considered. But they are all important planets because as per natural zodiac, they are all supportive, for such signification, will support for the relationship. The role of the Mars, Venus, Sun, Node, or Mercury are also present. It means the houses are signified by these planets. It can lead to extramarital affair, which can lead to second marriage in supportive dasa periods. It means Along with these houses, if fifth house also joining hands, along with the role of these planets are present, it can lead to extramarital affair. But in the supportive dasa periods, it can lead to second marriage. For the first marriage to get failure, that unfavorable houses should be signified. After that, it should connect to that. It should also signify these favorable houses for the love relationship and second marriage. Then it will favor for such relationship and can lead to second marriage, but in the supportive dasa periods. Without the influence or without the help of the support period, dasa periods, that event will not happen. That it means second marriage cannot happen, but it can support for the relationship. I think you are able to understand. Now let us check this chart, what it signifies. This is the birth chart of that female. Let us have a general study on the birth chart. Lagna. Lagna is Capricorn Lagna. Seventh cusp is falling in the sign of Cancer, ruled by Moon. Mars is posted in that particular sign, Cancer sign, but as per degree, it is occupying the sixth house. But you can see Mars in the sign of Moon, Moon in the sign of Mars. So Mars and Moon are in sign exchange. So definitely Mars will have some good impact. It can get good impact from the Moon because both are in sign exchange. Mars will have the signification of 7 also strongly, and 4 and 11. Now, Mars is aspected by any planet, any other planet is influencing this Mars. No other planet is influencing by, influencing Mars. Then who is the seventh lord? Seventh lord is Moon. Whether Moon is influenced by any planet? Yes, Moon is in sign exchange with Mars, and Moon is conjoined with the Venus. Venus is fifth lord and 10th lord. Moon is 7th lord. Mars is 11th lord. 4th lord, 11th lord. Now, that Moon is indirectly conjoined with the Rahu. Rahu is occupying the 11th house in the sign of Mars. Any other planet is influencing the 7th lord Moon? Saturn is not influencing. Sun, Saturn, Mercury are conjoined together. So there is no other impact on the 7th lord Moon. And Moon and Mars are in sign exchange. Mars also not influenced by any other planet. Now you can see the 7th lord Moon is connected to 5, 7 and 11 and Rahu. Right? 5, 7, 11 and Rahu. Then who is the 9th lord? Mercury. Mercury is not directly connecting to the 7th house matters, but we have to look into the extended significations. But as of now, that Moon 7th lord is connected to the 5, 7, 11 and role of Mars is playing, Rahu is playing, Venus is playing. So it means that, as I said, no, the Mars planet, Venus and Rahu, Ketu, if they are all connected and also signifying that 5th house, 7th house, 11th house, they are all connecting, it will be supportive for the love relationship. And in addition to that, if the 9th house and what you call Mercury are all connected, Sun, Mercury are connected, can lead to multiple relationship also. 5th house is also important, that is also playing role. Now, these are all based on the general study, but the intensity of that one has to be studied only by of extended signification. Such significations, we cannot decide whether that is going to give such signification strongly. It is only the source. Intensity will vary according to the extended significations. Now, 7th lord is influenced by the 6th house also, 4th house also, 10th house also, because Mars is posted in the 6th house. Okay, so now let us study the self-signification of all the 9 planets and check the destiny. Now I have selected already marriage first natal. Now let me open that self-significator and planet colors. Whether it is a first marriage or second marriage, the favorable houses are going to be the same. But in case of second marriage, that 9th house for the first marriage will be in the C grade, supportive house. But for the second marriage, 9th house also will be one of the primary house along with the 7th house. Whether it is a first or second marriage, so 7th house will play important role that we have to keep it in mind. Along with that, other primary house, 9th house. Okay, now look at the Lagna Lord. Lagna Lord, second Lord, occupying 5th house, 2, 6, 8, 12 cuspal sublord. Lagna Lord itself is strongly unfavorable. Though 2 and 5 is good, but unfavorable grouping is very strongly present. So Saturn has to be given light red. And 7th Lord occupying 4th house and Lagna star Lord. This is good only. Occupying 4th house, it is indicating some weakness, but Lagna is fine. So 7th Lord moon will get the blue color. And 5th Lord, 10th Lord occupying 3rd house and moving towards 8 and 12, 1 and 10 cuspal sublord and representing Ketu 5th house. 5 is supported, but all are moving towards unfavorable. So definitely Venus will be an unfavorable K planet light red. Saturn selected, and what about the 11th Lord? 4th Lord, 11th Lord occupying 6th house and 5, 9 cuspal star Lord representing Rahu 11 and 5 and 11. You can see Rahu is signifying 11 and 5 and 11. It is supportive for the, love matters and all, right? That Rahu planet. Mars itself is connected to that all further adds strength. 4th Lord, 11th Lord occupying 6th house, 5 and 9. So 11 and 5 and 9 are favorable, but 4 and 6, it is indicating some weakness. Because of the Rahu, it is adding strength. So 4th Lord, 11th Lord occupying 6th house, 5 and 9 star Lord. Mars can be blue or pink. Because of the favorable grouping more, I prefer I can give to blue. Depending on the level-wise signification, what 4 and 6 is going to give to the previous level and next level, based on that, this planet can become unfavorable also. So because of that, what we can do, Mars can be given, yes, pink, because 4 and 6 is there, no? So favorable grouping and unfavorable also there. So let us give pink. And Rahu. Rahu is 11th Lord occupying 11th house, and 5 and 11 sublord is good signification. Mars is having mixed one. So, but Rahu is good. So what we can give Rahu can be given light green. Jupiter, 3rd Lord, 12th Lord occupying 2nd house, 2, 6, 10 cuspal star Lord, 3 and 9. 3 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 9 are good, but 12th Lord and 2, 6, 10, it is indicating some weakness, but not detrimental, because this is talking about the professional prospect, and it is having favorable grouping, that to 3rd and 9th cuspal sublord. So 3, 3, 9 are favorable. So Jupiter can be given blue color. Because of this, I am giving blue. Otherwise, light green would have been given. And Mercury, 6th Lord, 9th Lord, occupying 5th house, close to 6, 3, 7, 11 cuspal star Lord. So this Kama Trikon is involved. So whenever such relationship or marriage relationship are coming, if the Kama Trikon also playing role along with the 5th house, and these Mercury and Mars, Rahu are playing, so they will support for such a relationship strongly. Then I'm talking about not just with one level, we should not decide. I'm talking about level wise, when we study, if they are all combinedly present, or if they are all influenced by other planets, grouping of planets, or with the grouping of such signification, it will give more strength. Sixth lord, ninth lord occupying 5, 9 and 5, 3, 7, 11 are good, but being the sixth lord and also 6. So, though it is sixth lord, but it is not further supported. Occupying sixth house is supported, but not strongly further increased by eighth house or other unfavorable. But it is having 9, 5, 3, 7, 11. So, because of that, Mercury can be given blue color. We need not give pink shade because it is not a strongly mixed significations. Ketu occupying fifth house, it is good, but second planet, free planet, having got unfavorable. So Ketu has to be given pink because it is a, node planet. It will also get the impact of the second planet, that too a free planet, Rasi Lord. So it is going to be obstacles. It is going to be unfavorable, but because of that, Ketu is given mixed. And Venus already given red. And what else? Sun. Sun, eighth lord, occupying fifth house, fourth star lord, 4 and 7 cuspal sublord. Seventh cuspal sublord occupying fifth house is good, but being the eighth lord occupying 5, 4, 4, 7, it is supportive, but because of the eighth lord, then we can make sun, we can make it a pink shade, or we can make the blue. Because of the seventh sublord, we can make it blue because it has got the primary cuspal sublord. And 8 and 4, you can see sun planet, 8th lord occupying 5th house. So 8, 5 significations. 8 also is important house for the relationship because it is also talking about the, hidden secret and the love, sex and all indicated by the 8th house. So 8, 5, 4, and 7, they are all talking about supportive for that 8th house matters. 5 and 7 are supportive. So I am giving that blue color. So I think we have given colors to all the planets. Let us set colors and let us check the destiny. So the destiny should support for the marriage first, and it should also support for the separation, and also it support for the relationship or second marriage. So let us open the self-significators. Okay, I'm keeping it here. Now let us check the seventh lord. Who is the seventh lord? Seventh lord planet is moon. Seventh lord is moon. Moon in the star of sun, yes. And 2A level is Mars. And sub-level again moon. And star lord of the sub-lord is sun. So moon, sun are repeated. And 7, 4, 1, okay, blue we have given. 7 is supported by 5 and also 7. And 8 also going to support to the 7th house because as I said, it is also supportive to the 5th house. And 2A level planet is 11, 5 and 9 are further supporting. And sublord again, moon is coming. So that 7th house connected to 5th house and 7th house and 11, 5 and 9 and further supported by Rahu. And these are all favorable for the 7th house for the love relationship and marital life also. So 7th lord is supportive for the love relationship and marriage. But it is not strongly indicating any unfavorable. Who is the unfavorable key planet? Saturn is the strong unfavorable key planet because of this. And the other unfavorable key planet is Venus. Saturn and Venus, they are the strong unfavorable key planet. Jupiter also can be considered according to the levels. So these two planets' role is important, but moon is not having such planets in the rulers. Let us check whether moon subsublord is Rahu. So moon subsublord is Rahu. So that Rahu is, just a minute, let me correctly post on that. Yes. Now let us open that birth chart and check whether that Saturn is influencing these planets. We can check with the EPS table also, definitely. We can check EPS table whether Saturn is playing role. Unfavorable, Saturn and Venus are influencing. The 7th lord is influenced by Venus and seventh star lord sun, seventh lord in the star of sun is in seventh sublord. Seventh lord is influenced by Venus, seventh sublord is influenced by the Saturn. So that itself is indicating these planets, seventh lord is influenced by the unfavorable key planet that is already there. So that we have to keep it in mind, though they are not ruling the direct levels. Okay. This is as far as the seventh lord is concerned. Then what about the seventh sublord? Seventh sublord planet is Sun. Sun is the seventh sublord planet that we already saw that seventh sublord planet is under the influence of the unfavorable key planet. Let us check now level wise. Sun is okay. Star Lord is Mars is mixed, supported by the Rahu. The 2A level planet is Saturn is detrimental. Then Ketu, sublord is Ketu, also representing Venus, that is also unfavorable. But Ketu is mixed one. And Ketu in the star of Mars, that Mars also having mixed one, supportive for such relationship, because 4, 11, 5, 11, 5, 9, 11, 5, 11, that who is giving that? Mars. That Mars and Rahu combination with the 5, 11, 7, I mean that 9th house are supportive for love relationship. Now, source is fine. In the star of a planet, I mean, Mars is talking about 11, 5, 9 is supportive to the 7, but 4 and 6 is, reducing some unfavorable influence on the 7th house, but not detrimental because this is 6 is not supported further. But the 2A level planet Saturn, if you study the step 2, favorable in the star of another favorable. Okay, now 11, 5, 9 is 1 to 5 are favoring, but 4 and 6 is getting supported by the unfavorable 6, 8, 12. So this is not good. 8th lord, 4, 6 and 6, 8, 12, and also that sublord having got unfavorable. So these houses are all not straight away playing, they are all either as the 2A level planet or second planet. So 7th sublord is supportive for marriage, and also it is having unfavorable house that Saturn is playing role and Venus. Both the unfavorable key planets are playing role in the 7th sublord. Now let us check the support planets. Sun is conjoined with Saturn. Saturn is already ruling there at the 2A level. And Mars is having got Venus in its supports. That Venus is also ruling at the sublord by as a second planet. That is also there. It means what? Source planet, Sun, 7th sublord is influenced by the unfavorable planet, and star lord planet Mars also influenced by the unfavorable planet, and already 2A level planet is itself is strongly unfavorable. Sublord also influenced by unfavorable. So all the levels are having influenced by the unfavorable key planet, that we have to keep it in mind. And one of the level, 2A level itself is having unfavorable. So that we have to keep it in mind. Now look at the favorable grouping. 7th sublord 5, 7 in the star of a planet 11, 5 and 9. 7th sublord is signifying connecting to the 11, 5 and 9 and Rahu 11, 5, 11. It means what? 7th sublord is supportive for the 5th house and 9th house. 3rd house to the 7th house is also supported. And you can see Sun is aspected by Jupiter. It is 3rd and 9th cuspal sublord. 3rd lord and 3rd and 9th sublord. It means what? 7th house matters further aggravated by Jupiter with the improving houses for the 7th house matters. Star lord also supportive for that. But star lord of the star lord, it is indicating some weakness, but supportive for the 2 and 5, but having some, it is all indicating some hidden secret relationship. And sublord is supportive for the 5, but Venus, again, it is talking about unfavorable obstacles, but again, sublord, star lord of the sublord is Mars is coming. So 7th sublord is connected to the 5th house, 9th house, 11th house, and Mars is connecting, Saturn is connecting, Mercury is connecting, and Ketu also connecting. So it is supportive for marriage, and also it is supportive for relationship. It is also supportive for the second marriage. I mean, more than a marriage, also possibilities indicated, because it is also supportive for the separation. Now, what will happen? The separate causing planet, which are the unfavorable key planet, which can give trouble to the marriage, Saturn and Venus. So, till that Saturn and Venus are influencing the Dasa period strongly, that break to the first marriage will not happen. There can be relationship can retain according to the period, but relationship, I mean, or the marriage can be broken only in the Dasa period, which is having the unfavorable key planet significantly playing. I think you are able to understand. So that favorable key planet is Rahu is playing, Sun is playing, seven sublords, Sun and Rahu, and these two planets are strongly playing. Unfavorable Saturn and Venus are playing. So now what we have to do, we have to check the Dasa Lord in which she got married. So she was running, I mean, at the age of, now she's running 50 plus, now at the age of Mars 19 years, 18, 19 years onwards, she was running Mars Dasa and Saturn Bhukti. Mars Dasa was running at the marriageable age, and I mean, during Mars Dasa, Saturn Bhukti was running at the age of 18, 19. So the marriageable age was starting from the Mars Dasa. Saturn Bhukti is the one which 18, 19 years was running. So we have to check whether Mars is supportive for the marriage, and whether the Bhukti Lord Saturn is supportive, or which Bhuktis are favorable for the marriage, that we have to check it. So Mars is, okay, it is mixed one. So favorable 4, 11, 6, 5 and 9. And star lord planet is favoring to this, but it is indicating struggle and unfavorable houses are the star lord, right? So the planet in the star of your planet, Saturn, is having mixed signification 1 to 5, but 6, 8, 12, it is not very strong. Fortunately, the Mars is not having the seventh house. If 7 is present, then definitely Mars will not favor for the marriage during its period, because it is going to experience strong unfavorable by the star lord. Here it is not talking about seventh house, but it is having 4, 11, 6. 11 is supported by 1 to 5 and already supported by this favorable. And this definitely will go, it will give some problem, that is for sure. But one level is mixed. When what is the rule? If that planet, if the star level it is getting, star lord, it is reducing the unfavorable, yes, it will reduce. That is what happening here. And other than that, if the Saturn planet is having the favorable key planet in its supports, suppose Rahu itself is playing role in the supports, that will further reduce. Already Rahu is reducing the Saturn's unfavorable. Whether Rahu is having there for the Saturn supports, no, Saturn is not having the Rahu, but Saturn is having the Mercury, Sun, Jupiter, planets in their supports. These are the blue planets. They are all supportive, because you can see the 3, 7, 11, 9, 5, 3, 7, 11. This is Kama Trikon that is present by the Mercury, and important primary cuspal sublord. Sun itself is playing role here. That Sun is the last level planet. So that is also forming ruler link. So the star level planet weakness is reduced by the favorable key planets in its supports and also with the ruler link. And in addition to that, star lord or the star lord is also supporting, reducing the unfavorable. So that way, that is enough for the dasa to support. Then sublord is moon is favoring, right? That moon, seventh lord, influenced by the Venus, that is also there, but moon is having the Rahu also. Rahu is the good key planet. So that star lord of the sublord is sun. So these all favorable also present here. Only the star level is weak. That weakness is reduced by the 2A level and also favorable key planet in supports, the two forming rudderly. So that way, Mars is indicating some weakness, but Mars is supportive for the marriage. But you can see Mars is not indicating separation, because star level only having weakness, but star lord of the star lord, sublord, star lord of the sublord, all are having favorable signification. They are not, favoring for the, separation. Suppose the star lord, star lord of the star lord or sublord, or if these two levels, the result giving planets are having the unfavorable Venus or Ketu also playing or Saturn also playing, then definitely it will support for the marriage by these supports, but can lead to separation during the unfavorable bhukti. But this dasa is not favoring for the any separation. I think we're able to understand. Now within that Mars, which are the favorable key planet? Mars, Rahu. Rahu is strongly favorable, and Moon and Sun are favorable. In other words, the planet Bugdilar, which are without the influence of the Saturn, because unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord. If it is, unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord, if it is not present, that is first is that is important. Then after that only it has to look for the favorable key planets role. Now we have to check for the planet which are having the unfavorable key planets in its rulers. If you check which are the planets are having the unfavorable key planets in their rulers. After Mars, because of this unfavorable at the star level, Mars in own buddhi cannot give. Which is the favorable key planet of the Dasa Lord. So, that we already see that. We have seen that Moon and Sun are good. Importantly, Rahu is good. The destiny planet is Sun, is good planet, and Rahu is playing. So these are the important key planets in the ruling in the Bugdi Lord. Bugdi Lord is first, Rahu is good, Star Lord is also good, and Sublord also again Rahu is coming. So this Rahu also is having some favorable, that we have to keep it in waiting list, because we cannot decide whether it is favorable or not. Only by way of comparative study, let us check. Because Star Lord is having this 6, and sub 2 level planet having got this one. So this can cause obstacles. We have to check whether any better planet is present, right? So the star level should be a good planet. So Jupiter planet in the sublord is Saturn. So this will not favor for the marriage during the Mars. And Saturn itself will not give support for the marriage. Then Mercury is present good. So because Mercury at the star level has got weakness, because it has got the unfavorable supported by this. But in the source level planet, it is starting point, it is okay. But star lord and all the planets ruled by the Jupiter. So first point is, this is free from the Saturn. Saturn is not there. That is the first important point. And all the levels ruled by the supportive key planets. Though that favorable Rahu or Moon or Sun are not playing directly, but they are having that favorable key planet, because it has got 5, 7, 3, 7, 11, and 6 is getting support from 12 and 6 and 10, but it has got 3, 12, 2, 2, 3, 9, all favoring to this, right? Here what happens, favorable are getting reduced by the 6 and 6 and supported by this one. The star level planet having got 6 and 6 is weaker than the source planet is having 6th lord, because 6 is supported by 9 already. So this is comparatively better than this planet. I think we're able to understand. Let us check these Mercury planets, support planets, whether Mercury having any good key planets in its supports. Mercury having Saturn in the source, okay. All levels are having Saturn. Saturn is at all levels in the supports it is present. So Mercury under the influence of the Saturn, that is weak. But similarly, you can see Mercury having got star level, all level Jupiter, it is having under the influence of Rahu. I was telling, no, Sun and Rahu are playing role, and Jupiter, all levels. So that is good. So that way Mercury also playing role. So Mercury is in the source, star lord is Jupiter, it is supporting to that, and that Jupiter is under the influence of Mercury again. So 3711 is, I mean, again it is giving its influence to the all levels, and Rahu, Sun are also playing. It means what? The favorable key planets of the Dasalad Rahu is playing role in supports of the all the levels of the Mercury. That we have to keep it in mind. Then Ketu. Check the Ketu. Ketu is pink. Mars is also pink. 2A level. Saturn is coming. So these pink sets are strongly coming, and Saturn also playing. So this is not very strong, right? So that we have to keep it in mind. So when normally we have to check the comparative studies important, which can favor for the marriage. Correct. Then free from the unfavorable is important. Then with the help of the favorable, which is better, we have to check it. Now you can see this Venus source planet itself is weak. Star Lord is okay. Again, pink. Then this is also okay, but this has got weakness. If you look at the support, definitely the other unfavorable can be present. So this is not strong. Then Sun planet. Sun is 8th and 6th. 7th sublord we discussed. No, again Saturn is coming, Venus is coming. So Sun is also not very strong to act as the Bukti Lord. So then Moon, Mars we are talking, right? Mars Dasa, Moon Bukti. Moon is okay. Star Lord is having some weakness, and 2A level also having some weakness, but everything is fine. But what is missing? Here, the role of the favorable key planet Rahu we have to check, and Rahu and what else? Rahu or Sun or Rahu? No, Sun and Rahu. I think Sun is our strong favorable key planet, right? So in the Mercury we saw Sun and Rahu playing, and we have to check whether Sun is present here, whether Rahu is playing role. We have to check it, and we have to check their, I mean, supports, and we have to check their combined level. So we will check this Moon also in the waiting list. So now Moon in the waiting list, Rahu in the waiting list, and Mercury in the waiting list. All the other planets are under the influence of the Saturn directly, or under the influence of the Venus. So these planets are, we can say they are not very strong in giving the marriage. So under Mars Dasa, either Rahu Bukti or Mercury Bukti or Moon Bukti will favor for the marriage. Out of them, which is better, we have to verify with the EPS table, or with the fifth step. What is the fifth step? Fourth step we have studied. Fifth step is talking about the support planets and their rollers link, and the sixth step is all levels connected. Then next one is the seventh step is the pilt connection. Mars Dasa, Mars period to the Bugdi Lord. Mars is Dasa Lord, the Bugdi Lord, and Antara Lord. Pilt connection also we have to check it. So three planets we have to study. We will study now. Now let us do the comparative study between the Rahu, Mercury, and Moon. After the Mars Dasa, Mars Bugdi, Rahu will come, then comes Mercury, then last only Moon will come. How to study the difference? First you see that from the source, this planet has got some weakness at the star lord, and also and other levels also, some 6th house, 8th house, not no 8th house, 6th house, 6th house, 12th house, they are all present. Here also it is having that 6th house and 12, 6. This 2, 16 is talking about the professional prospects, right? But it is having 3, 2, 2, 3, 9. These are all very good for the marriage prospects. 9th lord having got this one. And if you check the sub-lord of this Mercury, let us check, because Rahu in the sub of Rahu, Moon in the sub of Moon, Mercury, star sub, all are Jupiter. So we have to check all the planets sub-lord also. Moon, Rahu, and Jupiter. Moon sub-lord is Rahu. Rahu sub-lord is Venus. And Mercury sub-lord is Jupiter itself. So let me note it down. Moon sub-sublord is this one, Rahu. Sir, yes, this is Rahu. Yes. And Rahu sub-sublord is Venus. And Mercury sub-sublord is Jupiter itself. So Jupiter is repeated with the good house grouping. Okay, so Rahu is a good key planet for the moon. That is fine. Now what we have to see, we have to start from the source. Moon, if you study, moon is seventh lord. So whenever the first level planet, source planet is the lord of 7 or lord of 6, then we need to be careful because that is going to experience the other level planets. If there is any problem or unfavorable significations to the seventh house is present at the, and I mean left to right and top to down, that will become weaker. Then also in addition to that, unfavorable key planet in supports also present, it is going to be more unfavorable. That we have to keep it in mind. This planet is, as I said, seventh lord occupying fourth house and Lagna star lord, it is not so good. But being the seventh lord, having got Venus in its support. So it is conjoined with the Venus that has got some weakness is present at the conjunction itself. And star level planet, moon, seventh lord occupying fourth house, in the star of sun, eighth lord occupying fifth house, again 4, 4, and 7. So 7 is experiencing 8 and 4 and 4. That is all present. Now, this is seventh sublord. This is seventh lord influenced by the Venus. Seventh sublord is influenced by the Saturn. So this is the one weakening the seventh house. This is the one weakening, giving obstacles to the seventh house. So the seventh lord in the star of this one, it has got unfavorable influence from the conjoined planet. Any other planet is having this influence, that is different. But seventh lord itself or seventh sublord itself is having that impact is going to be more, because that unfavorable 6, 8, 12 will influence that seventh house matters. That too, it is eighth lord, it will further get aggravated. Seventh lord in the star of 8 itself, it is indicating some weakness, but further influenced by the unfavorable. That is the weakness of the moon. Otherwise, it is good. Seventh lord, seventh sublord, everything is fine. But the planet in the supports are influencing strongly on this moon and sun. If you check Rahu, Rahu is good. It is not having any 7. It is favorable houses. And in the star of Mercury has got, same favorable 3, 7, 11 are playing role here. It is having sublord is Rahu again. So sub-sublord is Venus. Venus is a mixed significator. It's a trouble giver, right? That is there. So it means definitely it has got some weakness. But the fortunate thing is that it is not having the 7th house in the source, right? That way, that 7th house matters are not going to experience. But 11, 5, 11 is going to get the 9, 5, 3, 7, 11, further supported by 3, 7, 3, 2, 3, 9, and further supported Rahu favorable at the sublord. So when compared to moon, favorable grouping from source, effect, and all good, despite some weakness, right? So that has got some weakness, but it is good grouping are present. That too, Mars, second planet Rahu itself is playing role here, and sublord also Rahu. Then next Mercury. Mercury, you can see Mercury is not having the Rahu in its rulers, because Rahu is one of the good key planet in the Dasala that is not playing role here. But Mercury is at all level having that favorable key planets. You can see Mercury in the source, it is sixth lord. I have told you already, even if it is a sixth lord, if it is a favorable cuspal lord for other house, that sixth house matters are getting reduced. Now, if 6 is further supported by other unfavorable in OCC and CST, then only it will become more unfavorable. But otherwise, if 6 is supported by the, not supported by the 5th house, 3, 7, 11, or reducing the 6th house, its unfavorable strength will be reduced. Favorable 9, 5, 3, 7, 11 are favorable. The source planet is good with some weakness, but it is not talking about 7th house in CL or CSL. Now, that's 3, 7, 11 star lord is good. Now you can see the Jupiter at the star level, it's having the 3, 2, 3, 9, 3, 9, 3 in all the houses for the marriage prospect supportive houses are present here. Now, if this Mercury is having the other favorable key planets, what are the favorable key planets? Rahu and Sun, if they are present. Yes, that is all present as I already discussed. Mercury having Sun here, and Mercury is having Jupiter also aspected by Jupiter. Mercury getting the influence from the Jupiter at all levels, and of course Mercury also giving its influence to the other levels. So that way, this Jupiter is not getting strong influence by conjunction or aspect by the unfavorable key planet. That you can see that. Now Jupiter is getting the support of the Rahu also at all levels. That way, though the Rahu is not directly playing and Sun is not directly playing, but they are all in the supports, they are influencing the favorable rulers, right? So here it is having some weakness at the each level by 6, 6, and you can see that Rahu is getting the star lord, Mercury having that sixth lord, and here it is at the star level Mercury. Here source level is Mercury. Star level 6, 6, supported by this some mixed signification, it is becoming some weakness, but where then the source level planet supported by the star level at all level, it is good. And also it is getting support from the favorable key planet in supports. If you see here, Rahu, as I said, it has got the sub lord Venus also. That is also adding some weakness. So because of that, that Mercury can see Mercury at the star level under the influence of this Saturn, right? But you can see here Mercury at the source level under the influence of the Saturn. So Mercury is comparatively better than Rahu because Rahu is having some weakness at the star level and also sub lord, and also star level getting the influence of this unfavorable Saturn in its supports. So under Mars Dasa, Mercury is compared better than the Rahu. Rahu is better than the Moon. I think you are able to understand. The favorable key planet of the Dasa Lord Mars, that is Rahu, is playing role here in the supports, and Sun also playing role in the supports of the Mercury. So that marriage, I mean for the marriage, Mars, Mercury and Rahu are supported. So all other planets we already discussed are having some weakness. So let us check the marriage period. Marriage happened during that Mars, Mercury and Rahu in March 2000, March 1994. Marriage happened in March 2094. 94. During that period, Mars Dasa, Mercury Bugdi, and Rahu Antra. It was running March 1994. Now the marriage has happened, right? Since the Dasa Lord is not indicating separation, so you can see this 6, 8, 12 significator will be playing role for many planets already discussed. So whenever that planets are running, definitely there will be some sort of struggle in the marital life. But that is not going to cause separation because that Dasa Lord is not strongly indicating separation. It is indicating some struggle that is being managed by the favorable planets through the ruler link. But destiny is supportive for such problem, not straight away, but through the secondary levels and also influence. No, now Mars is over. Mars Dasa is going to complete because Mars Dasa, Mercury Bugdi, then all the Bugdis running, so Mars is over. Then after that, Rahu Dasa is going to run. You can check Rahu is not having any unfavorable Saturn or Venus in the direct levels. There is no rule of the unfavorable Saturn. Saturn is a strong unfavorable K planet that is not at all ruling in Rahu. So because of that, during Rahu Dasa, there was no issue. But Rahu, it can support for some relationship. You can find it. 5, 11 and 9, 3, 7, 11, Rahu, Mercury, Mars, role, everything is playing. It will support for the relationship and also childbirth, everything it will support. After Rahu, Jupiter Dasa was running. Now Jupiter Dasa is running actually, right? Suppose, let me just a minute. Let me scroll up. Yes. Look at the Jupiter. Jupiter Dasa, actually Mercury in the star and all the planet Jupiter is supportive for the marriage, right? In the Bugdi, under Mars. But you can check Jupiter Dasa itself when started running. These are all good. But look at the sublord is Saturn. It is indicating unfavorable. Lagna is moving towards this one. Now, what happens? Since the destiny is already given the green signal for the separation, I mean, for the first marriage with the help of the Saturn and Venus, so that dasa is required to have this unfavorable Saturn in its ruler, then only it will support for the marriage. Or that dasa lord should have other unfavorable key planets, and unfavorable strong key planet Saturn should influence that planet. Either way, it has to happen. Now, the Saturn itself is straight away playing role. Definitely, in the Jupiter Dasa started, it has given green signal for the separation. And also, you can see this is also a green signal for the 3 and 9. Ninth house, ninth house, third house to the ninth house, second marriage, second relationship are all being supported by the that Jupiter. Now, under Jupiter, Saturn Bugdi when started, that Saturn Bugdi itself started, it has given green signal for the separation, but it's all moving towards this favorable. These favorable are supportive to the Lagna 1 to 5 for the love relationship and also second marriage. You can see this. Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, it is in the source, it is executing the unfavorable for the first marriage, but star level, sub level are supportive for the relationship and the second marriage also. So during that Saturn Bugdi, definitely that Saturn Bugdi will not favor for the second marriage because it is unfavorable, but it can lead for the second marriage. It can give some support for the second marriage possibility, that is relationship and all. So Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, during that Saturn Bugdi, there will be a problem in the marriage, and that can lead to trouble also. It can lead to separation. When it is going to happen? The Bugdi under the Saturn, the Antra which is having that Saturn strongly in its star level, that is going to execute. Na? You can see which planet? Mars. Which dasa supported for the marriage? That same dasa period, Mars, under Saturn Bugdi, Mars Antra, because Saturn is at the star level. When it started, she left. She separated her husband. You can see unfavorable key planet Saturn is playing role here. Saturn itself is the Bugdi Lord, and Saturn is the star lord for the Mars. You can see there is no seventh house playing role here also. There is no 7 is playing role here also. Here also there is no 7. Then how that these 6, 8, 12 are indicating the trouble to the 7th house matters? That is already indicated by the destiny planet. Destiny planet, 7th sublord, Sun itself, in that unfavorable key planet influencing the destiny planet Sun is that Saturn, 12 level, and comes the Venus. Already that destiny is influenced by the Saturn. So already given that signal. So when destiny is influenced by the Saturn and also further supported by Venus, whenever Saturn is playing role as the star lord or planet level, definitely it is indicating some trouble to that 7 those methods, because 7 itself already supported by the unfavorable. I think you are able to understand. Destiny is already given the green signal. Whenever this 6, 8, 12 coming, that Lagna 2 and 5, this grouping or Lagna is going to take the action. When it is going to act, that can lead to the trouble. So she separated during that Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, Mars Antra during January 2019. During January 2019. So you can see marriage happened during March 1994. March 1994. You can see how many years. Here it is 4 years, then here 19 years. So 25 years after the marriage, she got separated. The reason for that, you can see 7 is connected to 5, 9, 5, 11. All these things supported for the relationship also. And whenever 6 is connected, 8 is connected, and also 5 and 11, it will support for the secret relationship also. Now you can see the planet, the Dasha Lord is talking about 3 and 9, 3 and 9, and 2, 5, 11. So that way, supported for the relationship during this Rahu and Jupiter, all supported for the relationship, led to separation. And after that, it has supported for the second marriage. During the Jupiter Dasa, she got the separation under the Saturn Bukti. You know which Bukti would have got the second marriage? Obviously, Mercury. Same Mercury is doing its job. It was giving the first marriage also. Under Mars Dasa, Mercury Bukti, it gave the first marriage. And Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Bukti again, because Jupiter, favorable key planet for the second marriage is Jupiter. That itself is strongly playing role here. It is free from strong unfavorable. Same Jupiter, same Mercury Bukti under Jupiter Dasa has given the marriage. Under Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Bukti, which has given the marriage, the planet which is free from the 8 and 12. What is that? Our free from Saturn, and should have the favorable key planets for the marriage. She got the marriage in Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Bugdi, and Venus Antra. Because Venus is starting from 5, star lord, sublord, or the primary cuspal sublord key planet that is playing role here. So now you may think that, okay, Mercury, in the Mercury Bugdi, the favorable key planet for the marriage is Jupiter, right? Jupiter is strongly playing role, and Sun and Rahu are in the support it is playing. So Jupiter is a strong key planet, but Jupiter is not straight away playing role here, right? So let us check Venus. Venus, you check, Venus is having Jupiter. Venus is not having Jupiter in supports, but Venus is having Moon and Rahu. Sun is having Jupiter, aspected by Jupiter. Sublord Sun is also aspected by Jupiter. Sun is 7th cuspal sublord, supported by the Jupiter, key planet of the Dasa Bugdi, and also Dasa Bugdi's key planet Mercury also playing role here. So that Bugdi Lord's key planet Mercury and Jupiter are influencing the Sun. That Sun is also from the source effect. It is supportive for the relationship and marriage. And also importantly, it is free from the role of Saturn. I think you are able to understand how the destiny supported for the marriage and the hidden unfavorable are present at the time when that unfavorable Saturn is playing role in the rulers. During that dasa, it will support for the separation also. That is what happened. Mars dasa supported for the marriage, but star lord is Saturn. But Saturn star lord is further supported on the favorable side. Because of that, it did not support for the separation. But Rahu period is completely having favorable, and no unfavorable Saturn is playing role. Though it can be there in the supports, can lead to some hurdles, but it all having favorable for the relationship. So during Rahu Dasa, there was no issue. As soon as Jupiter started, supported for the 3 and 9 multiple relationship, and also sublord Saturn, which is going to give the separation, because already green signal given by the Dasa Lord. destiny planet. Dasa Lord is given the supportive Saturn at the sub level. Whenever which are the planets are having the Saturn in the rulers, they will take upper hand in executing it. That's what Saturn Bugdi has given. Under Saturn Bugdi, Mars Antara has executed. That is also clearly seen. After Saturn is got the separation, Mercury Bugdi was running. Mercury is having the strong key planet of the Dasa Lord Jupiter. That Mercury has supported for the marriage. Same Mercury only gave the marriage under the Mars Dasa. I think you would have noticed. Then under Mercury, it has to support for the marriage during the favorable Antra. That Antra is actually, you can see that Venus Antra, which is having Sun and Sun favorable cuspal sublord key planet. And role of the Mercury, Jupiter is not playing role directly, but they are in the supports. Moreover, it is not starting with the seventh house. It is starting, even if it is having seventh house, any unfavorable present, yes, it can give trouble, but it is not having any seventh house. It is supportive for the love relationship and marriage. I think you are able to understand how the destiny is having such signification, and though destiny is indicating such troubles in the marital life and also relationship and also second marriage, the planet which is good, that native is going to experience only during the that respective dasa period. If dasa period is not giving any green signal, then even the bugdis of unfavorable bugdis, that native got the separation during the Saturn period, right? Saturn period and Mars Antra. But same Saturn would have run for the Ragu Dasa also. And yeah, definitely after Ragu Dasa, definitely Saturn Bugdi would have run. And other Bugdis which is having Saturn, the rulers will be having. I mean, that also will be running. Jupiter Bugdi also would have run. Sublord is Saturn. But that Bugdi Lords is not strong enough to give the 8 and 12, 6, 8, 12 significator separation, because Dasa Lord is not giving signal. So when the Dasa Lord is giving the green signal, that means destiny is already given the green signal indirectly. And Dasa Lord is not giving that. So till that Dasa Lord is supportive for that, there was no issue. When Dasa Lord is also supportive for that, then only in the same Bugdi which is having that unfavorable, which has given the separation. I think you are able to understand. You please kindly go through this video again and check how this role of the destiny, a role of the key planets in the supports, and why that these dasa are supportive, why this dasa is not favorable, that we are to check, and that will be giving a lot of learning for you. Okay, so we will meet in the next video. Good luck.